Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Benning Auto Parts Facebook page. As you've been following our Facebook page, you've noticed that each month we're doing a highlight of different products and services that we offer here at the store. I believe in August we did a 4-week segment on balancing your crankshaft from start to finish and the complete process of what goes through to get that crankshaft balanced so that you're vibration free in your engine. So this month, for the month of September, we are highlighting a build that we're doing for a customer. It is a 239 Ford Flathead. Ford made Flathead V8s, which are basically what that means is the valves, all the valves are located in the block. And then, of course, the head, once you put the head on, it's really a flathead with nothing but a combustion chamber and a spark plug. So this week, or this month, we started that process. The first week we did the initial tear down of the engine. We did the disassembly. We did the balancing of the crankshaft. And while we're on that subject of the crankshaft, this particular engine that we're doing for a customer, this is going to be a 4-inch stroke crankshaft going in this 239. So actually, instead of being a 239, it will actually go out to about a 274 cubic inch engine. The bore size is 125 thousandths over standard. So that's how you get to the 4-inch stroke, 125 over standard. That's how you get to 274 cubic inch engine. In this particular job, we're using a Scat crankshaft. We're using Scat H-beam rods, and we're using Icon 3 5/16 bore pistons for the assembly, for the rotating assembly. Now let's talk a little bit about a flathead. And we'll show you what a flathead looks like. Now this block has been completely machined. We've done the valve job. As you can see, the valves are all in the block. Okay, both sides has 2 valves per cylinder. The camshaft has been installed. Now this particular engine, we're running a Isky, what they call old school 3/4 race cam. That's what everybody used to call them. So basically what this is, it's an Isky cam. It's got a lift about 364 thousandths lift, and it's got a duration somewhere around 270 degrees or so duration. Now that has been installed in the block. All the valves have been installed. Of course, we had to upgrade the valve springs. We put some heavy-duty valve springs in it, set them up about 100 pounds on the seat at about 1 inch 950 installed height. So this block has been completely reworked. We have gone in and tapped and chased all of the threads. This particular block had some head bolt holes that were kind of stripped out and didn't have a real good clamping pressure for the head bolts. So we've gone in and fixed those. We've decked this block, true to deck up on it. Of course, we bored it. It's bored to the 3 5/16 bore. And it's, I'll show you, I'll flip this thing over on its side and kind of show you what the inside of it looks like, where the valve springs and so forth go. Well, first of all, here's the camshaft. David can dial in on that. Here's the camshaft in it with all your lifters. And then let's turn it up on its side here. You might have to help me, David. I can't get it. It's pretty heavy piece. There's a place I can get this in there. Let it roll back just a hair this way. There you go. Okay, there we go. Now David can dial in on this, and this will show you the actual internals of the flathead as far as the valve train goes. Of course, you can see the valve is here, the valve spring is here, the adjustable lifter is here. So this is a solid lift camshaft, and it does have a valve adjustment, and we adjust all of this. Once we put all this together, we have to adjust the valves to get the valve clearance that we're looking for. So all that's been done. So this block is ready to go. Like I said, we're going to be assembling it this week. probably start on it tomorrow. Now, if we'll pan over here, I want to show you some updated parts that we're putting in here. This is an Icon piston. As you can see, it's got a coated skirt on it. It's flat top. This is a Scat H-beam rod. You can see the beam right here is an H, just shaped just like an H when you look at it. And of course, it has the updated 8740 ARP rod cap bolts in it. So, and just for comparison, this is the old piston that came out of it. Of course, if you notice on this piston, this is a 3-ring piston. 2 top compression rings, 1 oil ring. Now, when Ford originally built these engines, they were 4-ring pistons. 2 compression rings, an oil ring, and then right down here on the bottom it had an extra scraper ring. Well, with the advance of technology and better ring seal and so forth nowadays, we don't, the replacement aftermarket pistons don't use this 4th ring, so we won't be using that. But this is the original piston and rod that came out of it, and you can see this thing had a little scuffing going on in the cylinders. As a matter of fact, when we tore it down, we found several pistons that actually had some broken rings on it. So it was definitely in need of a rebuild. So these are floated rods. As you can see, the rod floats around on the piston. It has a wrist pin retainer, 1 in each side, to hold the pin in place. It makes for a whole lot less friction in the engine when you use a floated rod assembly. So the last little piece of the component that we're going to show you. So this is the actual Scat 4-inch stroke crankshaft. And as you can see, it's a brand new 4-inch stroke. Now we've balanced this. This thing has some massive counterweights on it. And you can see where we've drilled in it here, and then if you flip it around, you can also see where we drilled it here. We had to remove material to bring this crankshaft into balance, which we did that on our CWT balancer. So I think on the rear we removed 228 grams. On the front we removed 156. Of course, you can see we've got a new timing gear on the front. So we'll put a whole new timing set in. Everything in this engine will be basically brand new. The only thing that we're probably reusing is the block itself. Everything else is going to be new. It's got a whole new valve train in it. It's got a new camshaft in it. It's got new crankshaft, new pistons, and new rods. And we're going to get ready and start assembling this motor. And if you just stay tuned next week, we're going to do a video of the actually assembly of it, and we'll probably be posting that video in the 3rd week of September. So that is it for this week. We just wanted to show you all the components, what they look like before we actually put them into the engine, and kind of give you a little overview of Ford's famous Flathead V8 engine. Again, they made this engine actually from somewhere 36 all the way up to 53, and they have 2 versions. This particular version is the 49 to 53 version, okay, which is a later version. Starting in 1954, Ford went to the overhead valve engine. In other words, the valves moved into the cylinder heads, and it used push rods. So enjoy it. Stay tuned next week, and we'll be showing you some assembly of this famous Ford Flathead. Thanks for watching.